Hello, hello. Okay, once again, it has been quite a long time since the last episode, but in my defense, I tried filming episode 9, I don't know, about a week ago, and then got 20 minutes in, and then I loaded a plugin which caused everything to freeze, and then I was like, I don't really want to have an episode that is A, short, and B, the last 5 minutes of which is just me sitting around hoping that the software will start working again. But I was clever, and what I did is uninstalled the plugin, checked my hard drive, external hard drive, on my other computer to see if it had like a older version of it, and I did. And it's this guy here, this Chowtape model. And now it works, and that's cool because I really like this plugin. And it's free and it's good for creating like interesting lo-fi cassette kind of vibes. But it will also look like since the last episode I've kind of like cheated and done a bunch of stuff that wasn't here. You know, it's like it's the timeline is skipped, like all this intro stuff and the build stuff. But it's not that much. It's just a few things that were looped a few times. But let's listen to what we got anyway. Can't tell if it's the latency or something that's going to make that shake sound really annoying. Cool. So there's like a rough outline of how the intro and the build's going to go. Obviously very rough at this stage. Sorry, I'm being entangled. So, obviously, quite a bit of things we can fix up here. I think when the arrangements strip back a bit for this intro, that snare sounds quite rude. Maybe I just need to sort it out once and for all. I've been putting this off because it's like drum admin. But let's get this all nice and good sounding now. Then we can have a better idea of exactly what we need to change about it. So I'll make a group track. This is how Josh does snares 101. Call it Snare group. Route it through the drum boost. And what am I doing? Oh yeah, we want to go output is group. Essentially telling these to just go by their powers combined. They are Captain Snarry. We're getting some analyzers up as well, so we can kind of get some visual reinforcements there. Which one? Should really get that Vision 4X one that Noisia released some time ago. Everyone seems to be using that. And this spectrogram built-in one is so-so. Might actually use this guy instead. It's a much better oscilloscope. Zooms. Do A bar. 2 beats. 1 beat. Maybe 2. 2 was the one. A bar. Okay. Anywho's it's. I'm gonna do some processing first. I think we've already kind of. Yeah, let's do like saturation for the whole thing. Maybe some of. I'll tell you what I like to chuck on. This channel strip thing sounds quite good. And then just like yoink the gain up a wee bit. Filter. Up. Off. How do I do the knob a lot? See, like, for rookies like me who never use analog gear. Ah, there we go. Ah, cool. Alright, this must be like a high shelf. Give it some extra sizzle. Whoa. Pretty dang bright. But I've heard recently mixing into headphones tend to exaggerate like transients and stuff. So if it sounds slightly too pokey, it might be just the right amount of pokey. If you know what I mean. What are the other things I usually mess around with on here? Maybe a little bit of compression fast. Auto, recovery, auto. I think it usually cooks it. I have to turn that down because it is. Yep. Cool. So, gain, threshold. Just munting it there. Oh, here comes the airplane. See, what I learned from the good old Dan Worrell videos is that if there's no automatic, like, gain matching, you'll just automatically assume the louder one's better. So you kind of have to do that manually. So if we look, it's still louder. I think that's adding a bit of transient. Bah. Bah. Suppose some of them sound louder than the others. They definitely do. But all the things should be the same. Volume is where. No. Uh-huh. I think these fade-ins are different. Damn. What an idiot. Apply that. Now it's got a bit of a flam effect, which we do not want. Goddamn airplanes. Don't they know I'm trying to make cool beats? It's still got a bit of it there. Because of the shape as well. Yeah, I think that blends a bit better. Goodo. Alright, we'll just pause that one for now. And we'll check our frequency spectrum. It's pretty full around there. Not a lot below here. 400 to, what was that? 1.5K. We'll just buff that out a bit. I think you kind of want the snare to take up like everything, apart from the low frequencies. Noise. Noise, 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 noise. Get something interesting going here. Set, no. Fabric scrape. And what we're going to do is just set it to only be in the region that was kind of a bit lackluster. Whoopsies. Take you down. We want all these things quite quick. Probably kind of idea. Let's see if we can see the difference. Amount. Okay, I can hear it now. cool if you could like solo just the noise. You probably can. I just don't know how to. It's kind of different every time. So what we could do is maybe we'll work on it and then add our rest of our effects and then just print it out, or print a few variations and then pick the one that we like best. It's more gludge. I don't want to overcook this here though, guys. Transient sounds pretty good. Bit of Sachi. The loop. Listen in context. It's way loud now. Also probably worth checking a clipper to remove the extremes. Like the stuff that's just like way up in the near zone that you can't really even hear. You can listen to what's being clipped. Yeah, very high, very short peaks of the pooks. I could probably turn that noise down a bit more now. And turn the whole thing down. I think these cut off without any fade out. How did I miss that one? That's like real obvious. No, I think there's a way to affect everything. I suppose I could just select literally everything on here. But you know, like, instead of just fixing one instance of the clip being like every time this clip occurs, do this to it. This is what happens when you don't use your DAW regularly enough. Alright, kids. Don't go to work, just spend all day making beats. Maybe you can do a little bit more group shaping. Shaper box again. See, this might be hard because they're on weird positions in the bar. So you might need to MIDI trigger it rather than relying on its. Yeah. Nah. Okay. Yeah, nah, okay, I will do that. Take a little bit longer, but it's all good. I'll make a new MIDI trick. MIDI or snare. And make a freaking why is it doing weird stuff? Okay. It loops every 2 bars. More or less, yeah. Actually, we chuck that in the lower zone. I can kind of see where I am. As in, like, align the timeline up to transport to where I'm putting the MIDI hits, because I meant to hit every time there is a snare. Except we don't want the piano, we want it hooked up to the shaper box we just put on. This one. There? No, I went too far. There. Yeah, looks good. We'll just also solo our group for a bit as well. There's one more. You missed one. There, I think. Got it. Alright, solo save that because we always want it to play even when things are soloed or muted. So, what this should do is essentially every time there's one of these, this acts as a trigger, and then it will trigger whatever we draw here to shape the overall sound of the snare. So combining the two different ones, this is how you get them to kind of be more in lockstep. I feel like this is too fast. Midi. Why is it freaking out on me? Hmm. External sidechain. Okay. Alright. Alright. Sync. Uh-huh. Okay, that is the right one. I'll have this. You know what? Sent it to the wrong thing. That should be, hopefully on track. Yeah. If you listen. Gives us even more control. And I think one of the most important production things with fast bass heavy music is making sure everything is volume wise very tightly controlled, because ultimately the intention is to play this stuff on very big rigs, which probably I would assume exaggerate stuff if it's not it's not all hunky-dory. It just sounds very messy very fast. Yeah, I'm looping it now. Yeah, we can kind of control how much of the white noise is on there. You also add a bit more of the transient, I think. And you can see here they're kind of different volume-wise, which I find interesting. Oops. Let's go like that. That might be too quick. How long is a transient? A 30-second? I don't know. That might be too fast. You don't actually have to take it down to 0 either. You just like turn it down. I like that a lot more. Squeaky clean. Nice one. Save that. I think I pushed the right button. Listen in context, always important. So now it sounds very dry. I thought I did something. Oh, yeah. It's because we don't have Midi on the rest of the snares where they should be. So we kind of probably want to bring back a little bit of the, like, make it a bit more full, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Hang on, I think I didn't. Yeah, no, that's right. I was meant to. That one was. Yeah. This will be the archetypal sample that we loop. Mm-hmm. Boom, 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 blam. I feel like that's off some like real ruckus, funny, rude old vine. Boom, 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 blam. But what? 10 points to those who get my references in the comments. It's something like something to do with cat dog, or like the guy catches his wife in bed with a bunch of other dudes or something. I don't know. Yeah, this is going back away now. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Doesn't take as long as you think due to the power of exponentials. See? Cool, huh? Now we can just, I don't know, grab like 2 of those. Yeah, probably alright. I think that will explain why our snares were coming across as inconsistent. Ah, yes. So essentially what that was boiling down to is... What? Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Good. Shoot. Is we need some reverb for our snare. I'd like to use... say RC something 48? Maybe. But just do reverb drum room. So sometimes it could be just snare, or other times like misc snare plus other perc elements to kind of add more glue to the drum bus. This is the guy. This one could sound quite cool. Send drum room. Max it out so we can get the full flyover. That is too much. I like to start off with one of the presets. I am a certified preset junkie. What is it called? It's like small drum room. Or possibly drum bus. I mean, that would make sense, right? Shit, this needs to go way down. There's not much bass on there anyway, right? A bit longer. Play around with stuff. See how it sounds. Very hard to tell when it's not much of it. Got some like twangy, like clang, metallic sound in there somehow. Which one of these knobs that I was aimlessly fucking around with did that? Shape? Alright, remember 75. I might do Boost Fusion actually. 21. No. Might have just been the mid. No, I could still hear it. Shape 75. It could just purely be due to the samples in there. What is it? Random hall? Yeah. I think that just overall dampens it quite a lot. Whoa. See, we lose a lot of the transient when we have this on. Yeah, it's pretty nuts actually. It's another way we can kind of cheat in terms of sculpting the sound is us just sculpting the reverb, I should say, is routed through the... if I have one set up, I might not. Oh, cool. Yeah, if we chuck it through sidechain drums, that'll effectively mean that it's the kicks and the snares will kind of turn it down to make sure it's not playing out over the top every time there's a new kick or snare. So if we go route that sidechain drum bus, might sound a bit cleaner. Again, listen in context. That's kind of like a build up for the... Oh yeah. Should probably listen to what our original drop sounds like with our new and improved cool snare. We'll just chuck this in between here so we know it's kind of related. Make it a little bit bigger. Why'd that go there? Put this over. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. See. Yeah, if it doesn't sound too small in amongst all the other chorus instruments. Tell you what, I just quickly make it less high. Dampen it a bit more. Add more mid and bass. Damp. And just overall add more. Cool. That was a lot of time spent just on the snare, but I mean, you kind of have to get the kick, snare, and bass right, and drum bass. I don't know what else you'd be spending most of your time on. Generally, like, I can't remember if I mentioned that in the previous episode. It's sort of why I have like the groups / tracks listed. It's kind of like in the order of importance, right? Like drums, and then bass, and then everything else. Then within that, you know, kick, snare, main kind of things, and then supplementary stuff after that. Oh yeah, let's listen from the start. I might just change the arrangement a little bit. tell you what. I'll duplicate this. Purely so I can mess around with it and I won't affect the other one. So we want it to be the same but a little bit different. So we'll say this one purely for the intro and this one's purely for the drop. Let's give a listen. I think, yeah, I just wanted to cut some of the hi-hats out. Pick a different pattern. I think that's out of time. What is going on? I would have like got to. Yeah. Nah. Is it over here? Nah. It's a cat. It's a cat. I feel like it's like there or something. Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah. No. Yeah. That might be it. We'll just loop it a couple of times. See if it's not totally balked. Yeah, I kind of like it a bit better. It's a bit more like choppy. Thing is, it's more minimalist at the start. I reckon we can afford to get a bit more low with it. Whoa. Oh man, all the tracks just went small. How did I do that? Oh well. Might have been holding Z. Oh shit. Oh well. If I can just like go like this. There we go. I'll do for drums for this now. I need to add some I got sidechained there. Good. Dun, 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 dun. Mm-mm. Needs like one more backgroundy percussion thing. I think. But like a, you know, those things that like a, it sort of like leads into the snare. Yeah, I'll see if I can adjust the latency so I can actually play along properly. Hopefully this doesn't crash. Yeah. It might just be like computer says no now. You know, something weird like a pick scrapey in there, but I'm fucked around with. You could even record it with the same mic. What's my time doing? Oh, 53 minutes. Maybe just jam around and then pick which one I like best. And then we can fix the timing up and stuff. There we go. Audio input variation. It's stereo, but input's mono. Yeah, that's right. Hopefully, we'll call it pick scrapes. That's putting possibly a little too much emphasis on the rapes part. I'll just put pick scrapes. That's kind of weird. Okay. Stereo in. New. What we want is. What is it? Input 1. Hopefully this will work. Nah, actually I'm gonna mute my vocal one, otherwise I'll start hearing myself twice. Talking vocal. Hello. Okay. Now you're hearing me, but quieter because this doesn't have all the compressors and stuff on it. I'm back to normal volume me. And what we record is going to be pretty quiet, I reckon. So we bump this guy up. Now you can see how out of time I was. So listen to it. Alright, first things first. We're going to blast the hell out of it with OTT. Nah, I think they'll pick up too much. Yeah, possibly not that. We'll just filter out the low rumble. First of all, perq 3. This bullshit. Some saturator and stuff, eh? I reckon. It's like a doubler or like a slap delay or something. What's my quick loudness? I should have like a pre-saved like effects rack that I can just quickly chuck for making Foley louder. Note to self to make that. Compressor. Yeah. What kind? Be inspired. CLA 3A. See what it sounds like with the drums. Sounds a bit rushed, I reckon. I wonder if we fang that into the sidechain, what that will sound like. Might cut off too much transient. Unless our sense was very quick. Might work. Nah, it needs like width. Like this kind of width. So maybe get rid of the super low stuff on the sides. Of course, maybe it's all on the side, and that's what the Husvik does. Alright, change you to mid-side, side. So many things on the extremes. Maybe we'll just try it with the low shelf. Right to there. That should make the stereo feel more interesting, hopefully. I think that sounds quite cool. Maybe even the very first bar is the one we go for. Okay, cool. You know, sometimes you just get the best idea straight away. why you always hit record. Even that's like that trick, the studio trick. It's like no, just jam warm up sesh, and then the engineer hits go and they record the best take straight away. Some like legendary fables of certain famous songs which that's happened. Pretty sure the vocals for "Man on the Moon" by REM were like the what you hear is the first take. Someone fact that should check that for me. Where's my Jamie of music? Bring it up. Load up the wiki for automatic for the people. Should we see what... No, I've gone over time, but just real quick, we'll chuck it through that drum reverb and see what happens. I think it might be a bit too much, but I know, it might make it more groovy. Just try things out, though. Did we decide that it's going through the sidechain, the verb? I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah. Just add a bit more, I guess, low to the drum sound. Sounds less. The other thing this does is that when you play live instruments, it adds some interesting randomization in terms of course, no one ever plays exactly on grid, right? But when you're programming stuff, it's always perfectly on grid. I mean, you can program it to be, randomized slightly off grid. I think doing it via a recording can add some interestingly randomness you probably wouldn't think of, because it's probably not exactly random. There'll be certain times where it's like rushing or dragging in musical ways. Again, you can probably program that, but always introduce a few human elements if you can. It's always good. Maybe we'll do a bit of a limiter or something, just to kind of squash it a bit. Pretty quick tick. We want to let transient through. How long is a transient? 30 or 40 ms. Release probably straight away, I would say. Off true peak. Look ahead, make that a little bit. And seeing as it's Haas, I don't know, maybe unlink the transients. To be honest, I still haven't quite properly figured out what all these things do. Louder. I'll just turn it down to compensate. Yeah, that's deceiving us a fair amount. I think there's probably, if we were to look at it, some like, oh man, I said I'd stop recording. Alright, 1 minute and 10, we'll go to maybe quarter past something. Yeah, that is what I'm hearing is poking out. It's a little bit much. You know, we're big on the old tall poppy syndrome here in New Zealand, so that also applies with frequencies that jut out to get the old gain reduction. Let's see. Side, no, what do I want? Stereo, I want it to apply to everything. I want it to be narrow Q because we're just taking out this one fucking poppy. This guy who thinks he's better than us, making something of his life. Fucking bastard. Yeah. It's quite like a resonant T kind of frequency. That's better. I think the whole thing needs to be quieter now, though. We might need to even out the levels a bit more. We'll see. It'll be interesting how we marry these two sections together. I think it could be done. That's a story for next time. All right. Cheer for tuning in again, folks. Peace.